try my best to talk about today without sounding too negative and complaining too much. So in the restaurants here in Taiwan in the morning, sometimes they don't really have an entrance, like basically it's just open. So some old dude was like playing his like little game on his phone and smoking right outside, and then the fumes were coming straight in. And when I came over to look at him, he didn't even look at me. So my conclusion kind of that is no respect for other people, but you know, at the same time, I think he's probably the type of guy that was, you know, never really studied, never really cared about anybody except for himself, and just, I mean, maybe it's just a huge assumption, but you know, I just feel like there's something here where people just don't care and they don't respect other people. You know, maybe they don't respect authority on top of that. But there's kind of another layer to that, is that they don't really understand the concept of other people, and they just do everything for themselves and just very selfish. Some people, they just never grow up. And maybe it's just not where I'm living, because you guys know where I'm living right now anyway, right? But I remember some guy, he was like a Southeast Asian guy, and he was like in kind of in the walkway thing, and you know, when I kind of like scowled at him when he was smoking, he started like singing to himself to make himself feel better. So it's kind of like on top of the whole selfish thing, there's the whole, well, I'm just going to ignore you, and I don't care. So, and I don't really know how to explain it. Maybe there's some type of scientific phenomena about it or something, or lack of trust. And you know, that's weird. Just people these days are just kind of strange. But you know, take into consideration rather, that it's kind of where I live. And I mean, you know, it's weird how there's like different places where they'll have like different signs. Like I went to this one country and they're like, don't pee anywhere, which kind of sounds elementary, but at the same time, I guess different standards for different people, and it was in English, so you can kind of get the picture of like where I was talking about or whatever. And I mean, they're not necessarily everywhere. I was really happy in the Philippines when I went to the mall, and then some Korean guys, they started smoking at the front of the mall, and the security guy went up to them and said, "Don't smoke here." So, I mean, it just kind of restores my faith a little bit in some people, the fact that they care. And if you guys know what the word apathy means, apathy is a very, it's like, it's funny, I was watching this cartoon and it says like, it showed the word apathy, and I was like, what does this mean? Why would kids be interested in this? But it was kind of like a darker cartoon where like the city was like ruled by crime or something. Apathy basically means that in one situation or another, like people, they don't care. And I mean, sometimes I'm kind of worried about society as a whole, like whether they will care or not. And you know, even I'm guilty of that, where I say something about to somebody where I say I don't care. But I think saying you don't care and doing the things where you don't care are kind of two different things. It's like you go and you block somebody, or oh, this is what I love when you're on the MRT and there's like some guy who, you know, they stick out their legs so that it seems like they need 2 seats, but really they don't need 2 seats. They're really not that big. But they want to just show how macho they are or something, and like nobody's really going to come up to them and say, "Hey, move over." I did have like some story in Canada where there was like some student where she was doing some homework or drawing or something, and she had her like little like stationary stuff in the other seat so that nobody could sit there. And you know, being that it's like polite Canada, I wouldn't be surprised if like nobody was just like, "Okay, we'll just leave her alone," because I don't want any trouble, right? But maybe somebody who has a little bit more, I guess, girth, or somebody who just doesn't care, they'll just sit on it. Or maybe somebody might say, "If you don't move your stuff in 5 seconds, I'm going to sit on it." And I started encountering, I mean, you know, I wouldn't say that it's very special because, you know, I could even find, and this was a long time ago when I was in university, situations in university where I just found some people that are really selfish, like waiting in line for the computer lab, and they would just like butt in. And I mean, you don't want to remember stuff like that. I think it's funny how like little kids, if you ask them, do you remember when you were like 2 years old or something, they'll have no idea because it's too long ago. And I don't know why we're like that. We start remembering like all of these things that are so negative in our life, and I want to forget about them. There's this other video I saw. I don't know what the context was, but it was like, oh yeah, it was like The Roof Man. There was like this new movie that came out. This guy says, if you give people long enough, they'll forget about you. And that's kind of it's good and bad, right? Because there's kind of a saying that if do something bad, people will never forget. Do something good and people will never remember. So I'm not saying that you should like run away from problems and like just be like whatever and like get people to forget about you. But at the same time, if you have like some like really unnecessary conflict, if you just give them enough time, then they'll just forget about it. So guys, I don't know what exactly it is about today. Maybe it's a little bit of a rant about like just people and how I don't understand why they can be so selfish and just focus on themselves. But at the same time, I know people are hurting. You know, they're looking for a quick fix. They're looking for that, okay, well, with some course online where I can like make, you know, $10,000 in 2 minutes or something, or, you know, they're looking for that way to just calm down and, you know, get rid of all the things that are like just really, that make them angry and they're useless in their lives. So I hope you're not like that. I'm trying not to be an angry person. You know, I do have some stuff that I do on the weekends so then I can be less angry, but. And yeah, so this is Mike here. I'll see you guys later. Bye.